Hi everyone, and welcome back to Station Road. Now today's video I'm sure will be a little bit shorter than the previous videos, which have gone for a reasonable amount of time. Now, as a continuation of the DCC fitting of locomotives and so forth over the last couple of videos, today will be a continuation of that with the DCC fitting of this Bachmann Standard Class 4MT. So the other day I picked up this beautiful Bachmann Standard Class 4 for an exceptionally good price of $90, which works out roughly at about 45-50 quid. So I do think I got a pretty good bargain on it. It is in excellent condition for a second-hand item, and it is also in excellent condition for the fact that it is 12 years old now. I spotted a review on YouTube from Sam's Trains, and I'll pop a link for that up in the top corner, and it is reviewed favourably, which is really what sort of spurred me to purchase this locomotive. Now, it comes with an 8-pin socket, so today we're actually going to install a Bachmann 8-pin chip, which was spare out of another locomotive that I changed, and I've given it a wee test run on some DC track, and it just runs beautifully. So I think without further ado, we'll just get into opening this up and putting this chip in and giving it a run and seeing how it goes. Now, before we get on to that though, another wee topic that I'd like to discuss, which I mentioned in a previous video, and that was about putting together some kind of competition as a celebration for reaching the 1,000 subscriber mark. Now, I've had a little bit more thought about what I'm going to do, and although today is not the day that the competition will run, this is a little bit of a teaser into what to expect possibly coming next weekend. So what I've done is I put together a wee box of goodies, and this is it here. Now, I've called them stray goodies, so they will go astray somewhere around the world. And there is a little bit of a hint in that photo on there, which you may get an idea of potentially what some of the items might be inside the box. Now, don't get too excited. Unfortunately, yes, there's cars in that photo, but there are no cars in this box. Now, the competition I will run as of, I think, next weekend, and I have yet to work out how I will actually put together the actual competition, and it will be essentially a series of clues or a guessing game during a running session. But without giving away too much, I just thought I'd like to mention that and cast a little bit of curiosity out there. So back to the Standard Class 4, we'll just zoom in closer and take a look at this and pop this chip in and see how it runs. Right, okay, so we now have the locomotive upside down in my makeshift locomotive cradle, which is a hunk of the polystyrene which I use for making hills, and I've just chiseled a V-shaped cut out of it, and it makes for a good cradle for my locomotives. Now, everything in this locomotive is in the actual locomotive itself. Nothing is in the tender, nor is there any pickups on the tender as well. So the other good thing with Bachmann, or at least with this model, is they give you some good instructions on which screws you need to remove in order to take the body apart. So we'll go ahead and do that. Wow, and it's that simple. Oh, and there's that screw. That's very nice and simple to take the chassis off now. As you can see, there's the 8-pin blanking plate in there, but I don't know whether you can see, right tucked in there where that metal weight is, there is room there possibly to, well, you could put in a stay alive capacitor, I would imagine, in there, and there's room in there of course to shove the DCC chip. So that's where we'll be putting it. Now the interesting thing is that it's not hollow all the way through from the other end, where we have the door that opens for the smoke box. Apparently, I believe this, according to what might have been Sam, I think Sam's Trains, this was the first of Bachmann's new generation of locomotive modelling. Previously to this, Bachmann locomotives were often split chassis, and I do actually have a split chassis Bachmann locomotive, and of course that very difficult to DCC chip, although it can be done. So there's the chassis. Now let's put this chip in, and we've got that here. Now I just actually noticed in here we have got this metal plate, or it's possibly lead in there. This chip already comes with shrink sleeve over it, but if you're putting a chip in here that doesn't, because some chips don't come with any kind of protection, I would definitely put some protection around this, because you don't want something shorting out from inside there. Now this should theoretically, I hope, should fit in here. God, wouldn't that be a laugh if it didn't? Right, look at that. It just tucks in there beautifully out of sight. So we'll install this decoder. Now I just read the instructions, and of course we know that the orange wire is pin 1, and it does say in the instructions to align the orange wire with pin 1 as indicated on the PCB board. Now the problem is there is no mark or indication on this PCB board that indicates which pin is pin 1. So we're just going to pop it in, and if it ends up going backwards, then we know we've got it around the wrong way. Right, I actually did just a quick test actually with before putting the body back on with the Bachmann. I think it's a Bachmann chip, but then it might not be a Bachmann chip. I'm really actually not quite sure. I just tested it, and it actually ran a bit rough, or just sort of a bit jerky. But then I know that probably fiddling around with CVs, I could get it to run a bit smoother with this chip in it. But rather than go down that road and for this video to turn into another 30-minute video, I've tried a different chip, and this is the Zen chip, Zen black chip that I took out of the bubble car, the Class 122, and replaced with the dipole chip in order to get the lighting to work. Now, as I said, and this was in a previous video, link just up in the top corner, this chip interestingly has a 12-pin connector, and it also has an edge pin or edge connector for a 8-pin harness. And so it's quite versatile, this chip. So I popped it in here, but as you can see, it's got the 12-pin connector on that edge, and then the 8-pin harness. And I popped this on, tried it out, and it runs beautifully. It runs so much smoother. So unless I've programmed the CVs on this chip that was in a previous locomotive to suit it, and of course it doesn't suit this one, which is probably most likely what the case is, but I'm just, rather than dealing with that now, let's just use this chip instead. So it should, hopefully, they're very similar in size, so I'm kind of hoping that this is going to fit into the body. Knowing my luck, it might not fit. Right, so there we have it. It's all put back together, and that actually fitted in quite nicely. So the chip's hiding down in here, and there's some cabling running across here, and it seems to have fitted in nicely for a change, because often with locomotives you have to fiddle around trying to get everything to fit. So let's put it on the track and see how it goes. Right, so we're set up at the station, so let's see how it runs. Starting off very slow. And that's beautiful. That's actually a really nice crawl. So we've got it all running. It's a little bit stuttery, but I'm wondering whether that's just a case of running it in for a bit, which is what I'm going to do. So here we have it, and as promised, this video is a little bit quicker or shorter than previous videos. I think I may need to fiddle with CVs, and there could be, and because this locomotive is 12 years old, I have heard somewhere and read in various places about having to cut out resistors on the PCB board. So if anyone has information about that, because right next to the 8-pin socket there's a couple of coils, and I noticed that they're often not on newer locomotives. Now I wonder whether they're actually necessary, and whether that could have something to do with it. But in terms of it running and it's in immaculate condition, I think it's worked out really great. Now once again, also in terms of our competition, I should be ready for preparing this next weekend, and I will reveal what's inside this box. So I'll leave it there. Thank you everyone for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and also like this video, and I will catch you next time. Cheers. Bye.